Mayors of 9 metro area cities are calling on state lawmakers to ban certain firearms and high-capacity magazines in the wake of the shooting.
And if that doesn't happen, they want to be able to make their own laws. Renee Cooper explains.
The mayors of 9 metro area cities are calling on state lawmakers to ban certain firearms and high-capacity magazines. And if that does not happen, they're calling on state lawmakers to change the law that prohibits those cities from enacting the bans themselves.
The first and best way of doing this is to have a statewide and/or a federal ban on assault weapons and a ban on high-capacity magazines. But if you're not able to do it or willing to do it there, give us the ability to keep our constituents safe.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry led that request alongside St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter. Nonprofit Moms Demand Action and the mayors of Bloomington, Stillwater, Vadnais Heights, Minnetonka, Hopkins, Richfield, and Columbia Heights. Several states have varying types of bans on these weapons, some banning specific firearm models, while others ban certain features. I asked city leaders to be more specific about that. Assault weapon is a fairly arbitrary term that would need to be defined. Are you talking about banning certain models, certain assaultive features? Speak to how you're defining assault weapon.
Generally speaking, we're talking about guns and devices that are built to be assault weapons and/or devices that are built to shift non-assault weapons to be able to reel off a whole bunch of bullets all at once. We're trying to prevent both of those things from happening.
So some models and also certain assaultive features.
That's correct.
These mayors come from cities almost exclusively represented by DFL lawmakers, leaving a question of whether they'll have enough support. Just one city, Stillwater, is represented by a Republican lawmaker in Senator Corinne Housley. Here's Mayor Ted Kozlowski when asked about her support.
I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful that she can be a leader on her side of the aisle with this. You know, she's a parent. I think she'll understand. I think it'll be a good conversation.
We reached out to Senator Housley to see if she would consider these bans. We were told she's unavailable today. At the state capitol, Renee Cooper, 5 Eyewitness News.
President Trump is weighing in on potential school security changes in the wake of the shooting. He was asked today if he'd consider sending an armed National Guardsman to every school. He said no because of just how many schools there are, but then he pitched a different idea.
If you took a small percentage of those teachers that were in the military, that were distinguished in the military, that were in the National Guard, et cetera, and you let them carry, that's something that a lot of people like. I sort of liked it.
He did say that it would have to be studied.